Hey, hello, grade 9, and welcome to your third and final revision worksheet video. Okay, we worked on this together in class. Now I am going to explain the answers in detail. The selection was called Tough as Daisy. Of course, this selection is in the theme of sports and also the theme of tolerance and determination. We talked that tolerance is accepting differences in others. And as you know, we read in class how Daisy, which was a young female wrestler, was not accepted at the beginning. Okay, she was bullied because she was a girl in the field of wrestling, but how her determination and willpower allowed her to overcome these challenges. Okay, Daisy, as we read, had to move to California. Okay, she was in Ohio and had to move to California. In Ohio, she was already known. They knew her. She was good. She was female, but she was a good wrestler, a good female wrestler. But now, when she was trying to do her first competition, we noticed how the person who was at the desk, the person whom she was registering with, treated her in a very, as she said, condescending tone. Condescending means when you look down at someone, you speak down to them. You don't give them their worth. Okay, he's like, have you wrestled before, honey? you know, showing her that she's weak and she doesn't belong here and calling her honey, which is something that Daisy didn't like. If she were called honey by her father, she knows that that is a loving tone because it's her father. He loved her so much and he supported her career and her hobby, if you want, at the beginning, her hobby of wrestling. But this guy was very condescending to her. He did not tolerate the fact that she was a female wrestler. And then the author goes ahead and shows us that what she went through at the beginning. One of the contestants refused to even shake her hands when she beat him because he didn't expect a girl to beat him. As you see at the beginning of paragraph 5, the kid refuses to shake hands with me. The ref raises my right arm. Okay, he tells me beautiful takedown. So she did a great job. Moving on to paragraph 6, now she goes on to the final match. As we know, in wrestling and boxing, there are different rounds. So she beat the first person, she goes on to the second, and finally, the final person was tolerant. Okay, he greeted her, he shook hands, he said, good luck. He was more tolerant than the previous one. Of course, all this time, Daisy had the support of her parents. Okay, after two periods, this is paragraph 7. After two periods, we're all tied up. She's tied with the final contestant. We're both gulping for breath as the last period starts. My brothers are screaming, but they sound far away. The kid shoots for my leg, but I flatten out. He has one leg hooked. I force my forearm across his face like a wedge. We're locked up tight. I can see the clock ticking down. With 10 seconds left, his arms relax, which is just what I was waiting for. I push down the spin behind him for the win. Yes. So she did win. The kid, congratulated her. He said, nice match, but next time I'm going to win. Okay, he wasn't condescending to her. He wasn't angry. He had good sportsmanship. And then her father says at the end, pound for pound, no one's as tough as Daisy. This is what her father always tells her. And of course, tough means strong. Now let's move on to the answer key. Write the letter of the correct answer. What is the main problem Daisy faces in the passage? Of course, the main problem is that Daisy has to wrestle. Of course, Daisy has to prove that she's a good wrestler. She is good, but many people don't accept the fact that she's a female wrestler. So the best answer is, of course, C. Number two, what do the following sentences from the passage show about Daisy? I enter the gym and take a deep breath. It smells like old sweat sock and the detergents they use to watch the wrestling mats. I love that smell. Weird, huh? Not to me. Okay, this shows, of course, from the best choices, the best one is D. Daisy enjoys being a wrestler. Part B, answer each of the following questions in complete sentences of your own based on the details in paragraph 3. Explain why the move to California is difficult for Daisy. Of course, the move to California is difficult for Daisy because people think it's strange and weird for her as a girl to wrestle. People do not take her seriously and speak to her in a condescending way. So she must start all over again. Infer one character trait that Daisy reveals in the text. Infer means conclude. What can you conclude about her character? Again, when I say character, I mean personality, not a physical characteristic. What can we say? Of course, she's a determined person. She has a strong personality. She has a strong willpower. Whatever you choose, please give me a piece of evidence to support your answer. Describe Daisy's relationship with her family. Daisy had a very good relationship with her family. She noted that several times. Her father had cheered her on. Her brothers rubbed her shoulders between matches. So she had a very supportive family. Why does Daisy react differently to the word honey as it is used by the man at the desk and by her father? Of course, her father, we know when he says honey, he likes her. It's like saying dear. But when the man at the desk says honey, he is being condescending to her. Is like, what are you doing here? You're a girl, you shouldn't be here. So it's very different. She reacts differently to those. Okay, moving on now. Find words in the text which have the following meaning. Compressed and tightens in paragraph 4, of course, clenched, clenching your teeth, compressing, tightening. Undervalue or take someone too lightly, underestimate. Don't underestimate me. People shouldn't underestimate Daisy. Shouldn't look